Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Elmhurst Field for tonight's CCIW men's soccer matchup featuring the visiting Wheaton College Thunder and your Elmhurst College Blue Jays. Before we begin, as is the tradition with the final regular season home game here at Elmhurst Field, tonight is senior night, where the Blue Jays will honor the senior members of the 2011 men's soccer team. Starting first with number 26, Enrique Bascolo. Enrique is a four-year letter winner for the Blue Jays, who's serving as tri-captain for Elmhurst in 2011. Bascolo has appeared in 16 career contests and has career totals of 1 goal, 1 assist, and 3 points. He's a graduate of Marshall High School and is the son of Ana and Jose Bascolo. Number 10, David Madison. David is a 2-year letter winner for the Blue Jays after transferring to Elmhurst prior to the start of his junior season. Madison is also serving as a tri-captain this season and has appeared in 30 career contests. He has career totals of 2 goals, 1 assist, and 5 points at Elmhurst. He's a graduate of Prospect High School and is the son of Mary Catherine McBride and Mike Madison. Number 9, Brian McMahon. Brian is a 4-year letter winner for Elmhurst at midfielder and a 2-time all-conference selection. McMahon was named the CCIW's Co-Player of the Year in 2009 while earning first-team all-conference recognition. He earned second-team all-CCIW honors last season in 2010. McMahon has appeared in 72 career games and has totals of 18 goals, 11 assists, and 47 points. He ranks 6th all-time in Elmhurst men's soccer history in goals scored, 8th in assists, and 7th in total points. He is a graduate of St. Francis High School and is the son of Tricia and Fran McMahon. Number 28, Riley Niles. Riley is a 4-year letter winner who has appeared in 9 total contests. His career totals of 2 assists and 2 points for the Blue Jays. He is a graduate of Desert Vista High School and is the son of Sally and Andy Niles. Number 11, Matt Sterner. Matt's also a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays at forward. Sterner has earned second-team all-conference honors during the 2009 season. He has played in 67 contests in his career and has totals of 31 goals, 16 assists, and 78 points. He ranks second in school history in goals scored, assists, and total points. He also holds the Elmhurst record for game-winning goals with 10. He's a graduate of Naperville Central High School and is the son of Melissa and Tom Sterner. Number 20, Keith Thurman. Keith is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays at midfielder. Thurman has played in 70 career games and has totals of 14 goals, 11 assists, and 39 points. He ranks 9th in career assists, 7th in goals scored, and 7th in total points. Graduate of Willowbrook High School, he is the son of Laura and Dee Thurman. And number 19, Kyle Wright. Kyle is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays at defender. Wright has played in 66 career games and has totals of 1 goal, 2 assists, and 4 points. He's a graduate of Brother Rice High School and is the son of Sheila and Mark Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one last round of applause for the senior members of the 2011 Elmhurst College men's soccer team. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to Elmhurst Field. CCIW men's soccer action as the Elmhurst College Blue Jays playing host to Wheaton College. As we are underway, Elmhurst will start things off. Starting lineups for the Blue Jays today, John Regland in goal for Elmhurst, David Griggs, Brett Harper, Austin Haas, Brian McMahon, David Madison, Matt Sterner, Ken Miller, Kyle Wright, Keith Thurman, and Tyler Faring. For Wheaton, it's Ryan Seeger in the net. Joined by Corey Weaver, Adam Blackman, Dan Pavlik, Matt Hussey, Nathan Disperse, Drew Goals, Colt Martin, Jordan Goals, Jason Lawler, and Aaron Brown. You are joining us on Blue Jay TV today, part of a triple header here on BlueJayTV.com. You already saw Elmhurst football. 2 thrilling matches we've seen so far today on BlueJayTV.com. Let's see if we can make it number 3. Elmhurst football team come from behind winners with 28 seconds to go over Milliken. And the women's soccer team shocking the 4th-ranked and previously undefeated team. And here's an opportunity for Wheaton. Right off the bat, they're going to score. Stop the clock. Jordan Goals right down the middle, taking the long feed, marching in and scoring. Goals from Goals, assist from number 9, Drew Goals. Can't get much easier than that for the Thunder. A long ball through, Jordan Goals collected and beat John Reglin one-on-one. No, guess score +1. So Elmhurst down very quickly here in a minute. Down 1-0 to the Thunder. As I was saying beforehand, a thrilling day here. Just right before this, the Elmhurst women's soccer team winning for just the 2nd time in school history against Wheaton College, the previously unbeaten Thunder. Knocked off 2-1 in double overtime. And here's an opportunity for McMahon down the middle from Madison. His shot is blocked away, though, by the Thunder. Sterner will chip it in, looking for the far side. Harper unable to get there in time. Goal kick coming up for Ryan Seeger. Seeger will put it back in play. Big boot across midfield. Madison gets a header on it. Brought down by Disperse and chipped ahead for the Thunder. David Griggs will steer it out of harm's way. The Blue Jays looking to counter down the far sideline, but steered out of play. Throw-in coming up here for the Thunder. Glad you could join us tonight on BlueJayTV.com. I'm Kevin Jude with the action for you this evening. This game started a little late due to the double overtime contest in the women's soccer match beforehand. Here's Wheaton threatening again down the middle. Tracking it down is Brown. Looking for some help. And gets some help coming from Goals. Goals looking for the cross. Instead plays it out of bounds off of Elmhurst, off of Ken Miller. And it'll be a corner kick coming up here for the Thunder. Looks like that's Adam Blackman. And Weaver over there in the corner. Corey Weaver will approach. He's got Blackman right there. Weaver will boot it himself, aiming to the far post, headed back into the box. And finally poked out of danger by Madison. Here's a takeaway for the Blue Jays. McMahon looking to spring Sterner. Sterner with one-on-one to the outside. Sterner with a strong move, gets into the box, looks for the centering cross, now makes a move on one man. Hussey slows him down as Sterner will reset, slow it up, and play it back to Ken Miller. Miller sends the cross into the box, but Seeger out to take it. 4 minutes in the books, and Wheaton with a very quick goal. Goals to Goals. Drew to Jordan with the game, with the opening goal of the game. Jason Lawler in the middle for the Thunder. Swing it over to Colt Martin. Martin over to Brown. He's challenged by Miller, and last touch deflected off of Brown, according to the linesman. Center referee says no. It's a Wheaton ball. Aaron Brown swings it backwards to Lawler. Lawler will play it towards the far side now for Disperse. Looking for the far corner for the charging Weaver, but too far. Elmhurst just in front of the corner flag will have a throw in. Elmhurst popping it forward. Here's Ken Miller, challenged by Brown. Now pushed back towards McMahon. McMahon looking for Miller on a give and go. Miller got a late start to it. It'll trickle all the way back to inside for the Thunder, and Brown will control. Aaron Brown, the sophomore defender. Works to the corner, plays it ahead now to Jordan Goals. Elmhurst will knock it away, looking forward for Sterner. He's contacted, and there is a whistle and a foul. So Elmhurst about 50 yards out here. McMahon heading forward in towards the box. Here's the boot from Haas. Controlled instead by the Thunder. Kyle Wright gives chase, but Wheaton controls. Here's Aaron Brown. Back to Jaspers. Bringing it up down the far side as Martin looks for Jordan Goals in the middle. Has him trying a little give and go, but the Blue Jays are there to break it up. Weaver ahead to Jordan Goals. Goals hounded by a couple Blue Jay defenders. He'll back it up. Thunder retreat back towards midfield. Here's Lauer. Comes to the near sideline to Aaron Brown. Brown will steer it back to Hussey. And back to Lauer, looking towards the middle for Weaver. Weaver tried to touch pass. It's steered away, though, by Miller. And here comes Sterner, trying to get a run to the outside. Sterner challenged down the sideline. Last touch, though, by Matt Sterner. It'll be a Wheaton throw-in. Throw-in for the Thunder, 37-27 left on the clock in the opening half. Looked like Hussey was a little confused. They thought he had a foul called. Instead, it's a throw-in, so Wheaton will restart. And a foul going to be called on Ken Miller, contact in the back. So now a free kick coming up here for the Thunder on their own side of the field. Quick restart from Lauer. Feeds Brown on the near sideline. Brown looking for Blackman up front. Give and go with Brown. Trying to get past the defense of Tyler Faring. Can't do so as the Blue Jays will regain possession. Here's Haas working on a double team, and he splits it. Austin Haas starting back downfield for the Blue Jays, looking for McMahon, and he's got him to the near sideline. Brian McMahon working with Jason Lauer, and a foul called going to go against Lauer. And now Lauer with some words to the official, and Jorge Quantu, our center referee today, not very happy. He will chastise Lauer, tell him to probably keep his mouth shut, and we'll restart here off the... Madison will restart for the Blue Jays. Madison with the boot into the box. Seager is up in the air and pulls it down for the Thunder. Good opportunity for the Blue Jays. Madison put it right at the net, but Seager was there before Sterner could get ahead on it for Elmhurst. David Griggs heading it downfield for the Blue Jays. It's booted back by Wheaton. Popped up by Faring. And now a foul going to be whistled against Goals. Faring will put it back in play off the whistle, and the foul headed into the box by McMahon. Madison trying to get to it, but cleared nicely out of harm's way by Jaspers. Here's Austin Haas, works around one, now works around a second, but steered away by Pavlik. Faring heads it downfield about 20 yards. Sterner trying to get there and win it. He can't do it. Dan Pavlik steers away for the Thunder, looking with the long ball downside for Blackman to the far sideline. In pursuit is Thurman. It'll be a throw in for the Thunder. Looking into the middle for goals. Weaver now near sideline. It comes to Aaron Brown. Brown right back to Weaver. Weaver fires with the blast. Regland dives and gets a hand on it. Diving save by John Regland. It'll roll out of bounds. Corner kick coming up here for the Thunder, but Regland with a fantastic diving save, keeping the Thunder lead at just 1. Good look by Weaver that time. Clear line of sight and trying to catch Regland going the other, leaning the other way. Weaver and Blackman again in the corner for the Thunder. Blackman will take it. Or excuse me, Weaver rather will take it. Headed into the box. Madison is there to poke it loose, and here come the Blue Jays on the counter. Here's Ken Miller. He's got Sterner with him if he hurries. Miller working towards the middle. McMahon trying to get there, but cleared away, but here comes Madison. Blue Jays still with numbers. Madison unloads and sends it wide and high. Goal kick coming up here for Wheaton. Wheaton entering tonight's match 8-6-2, 2-1-1 in the CCIW. Elmhurst 6-5-4, 1-1-2. Wheaton had a rough start to this season, starting just 3-5-1, but they've turned it around 5-1-1 over their last 7 games. There's the ball into the box. Regland out high to take that one. John Regland, just a freshman in net for the Blue Jays. Seems to have won that starter's job at the beginning of the year here. Matt Sterner looking for Madison. Nicely cleared away by Matt Hussey. Steers it into the bench area. It'll be a throw-in for the Blue Jays. Keith Thurman will have the honors. Can't find a ball from the far sideline. Here comes one over down by the Thunder bench. Now he's got 2 to choose from. Thurman with the deep throw in, looking for Sterner off the bounce. Weaver is there, but headed out. It looks like it'll be another throw in for Elmhurst. Good scoring opportunity here. Keith Thurman has the ability to toss those right into the box. Elmhurst will pack it in inside. Thurman, here's the toss. Seeger comes way out of the net. Sterner shoots. It's team save. Sterner a second chance, and Seeger is there. Whoa, Ryan Seeger, a very dangerous play for the Thunder, coming way out and almost got caught out of position. Team save for the Thunder. Here's Madison looking for Miller now down the near sideline. Miller will get there and haul it in. Miller trying to start a run inside the box. Seeger breaks late. Centering pass in front. They score! Ken Miller to Matt Sterner, I believe, is the man who finished it off for the Blue Jays. 11, Matt Sterner the goal. From 12, Ken Miller the assist. And we are even up at 1. Seeger hesitated on the line as Ken Miller got around his defender, broke in. Seeger couldn't make up his mind, came out a little late. Miller, an easy job just to put it right to him, to the foot of Matt Sterner, and Sterner buries it, and we're even up at 1. (1-1), 31-15 to go in the opening half as both teams getting their opportunities here early. Elmhurst using their speed to set up a couple scoring opportunities. Wheaton with their speed right down the middle in the opening minute. Wheaton will restart all even at 1. Kyle Wright will send it all the way downfield with a clearing attempt. Seeger out to take that about 20 yards out of his box, or out of the net rather. That ball skips ahead. Faring tries to leap up and take it out of midair. Now here's Drew Goals for the Thunder. Goals will backpedal. Feeds it to Lawler. Cross is intercepted by the Blue Jays. But Wheaton will try once again down to the far sideline. Elmhurst steers it away one more time. Here's Brian McMahon looking for a long pass down the far sideline for Thurman. But Wheaton is there first. So he'll boot it all the way downfield. Jordan Goals able to get there first. Griggs giving chase for the Blue Jays. Goals has to slow it down, pull it back. Here's a header from right in front and a diving save by Reglin. I think that was Goals again. That was Drew Goals, number 9, I believe, who got the head on it for the Thunder. So both teams with their opportunities. A foul called against Wheaton. Well, 2 hands in the back. So Elmhurst will, another free kick coming here, about 50 yards out. Kyle Wright looks like he'll take it for the Blue Jays. Well, maybe not. David Madison will run back, and Madison will be the one to take it. Madison drops the hand. Here come the Blue Jays in towards the box, aiming towards the far side. Headed on by McMahon. Keith Thurman gets there. Thurman working for the corner. Let's see if he can try to possibly play for a corner kick. Pokes it off the Wheaton defender, and he gets just what he was going for. Keith Thurman, nice possession control down there in the corner. Plays it off a Thunder defender, and a corner kick opportunity for the Blue Jays. Ken Miller to start things here off the corner for the Blue Jays. Miller puts it in play. Overshoots everybody. That ball will roll all the way back out here towards the 25-yard line. Wright giving chase at full speed. Slight collision played on by Lawler. Now Brown back to Lawler. His pass tipped away by McMahon, though. And now they look for Brown down the near sideline. Faring takes a look and will play it backwards into the box for Reglin. Reglin with time. He will dribble it out towards the edge of the goal box. Now wind up and boot it away. Headed by Martin, forward for the Thunder. Corey Weaver down the far sideline. Being hounded by Harper on the far sideline. Off of Harper, throw in for the Thunder. Looking for Weaver. Here's the chip for Weaver into the box. Reglin comes high out, and he takes that one away from the Thunder, is charging Adam Blackman in for Wheaton. Reglin will boot it away again for the Blue Jays. Aiming for McMahon down the middle. McMahon wins the header, headed forward for Harper. Harper down the far sideline, working on Weaver. Weaver takes it away and starts the Thunder back on the counterattack down the far sideline. Jordan Goals gets around one defender. Maintains possession. Now Griggs going to try and slow him down to the far side. Goals sends it into the box. Reglin is there, taking away the centering attempt. Jordan Goals looking for his brother Drew down the middle again. But John Reglin breaking up the crossing. Brown sends it forward to Blackman. Blackman works it towards the middle. Steered away by Kyle Wright on the slide tackle. Lawler to Brown. Brown trying to push forward, trying to work on Miller. Gets around him, centers it back towards the middle. But the Blue Jays are there. Here's Madison. Forward to McMahon, but it goes off of his foot, and Wheaton will regain control. Jaspers, his pass deflected by Madison. Madison will send a long boot down the far sideline. Harper on a dead run. He'll pull up as that one's going to go well out of play. 26 minutes left to go in the opening half. You're watching Elmhurst College and Wheaton College live on BlueJayTV.com, your home for all things Elmhurst College sports. This is the final game of our triple header today. We saw football, women's soccer, both W's for the Blue Jays, Elmhurst volleyball team, a pair of big wins today as well. So the men's soccer team trying to make it 5 for 5 tonight. Here's Keith Thurman. Leaves for McMahon. McMahon feeding Ken Miller on a break down the far side. Miller gets past one man. Can he turn the corner? No, he can. Matt Hussey, a great job in pursuit for the Thunder, but it will be a corner kick opportunity for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst looks like they're just trying to play for those long balls and use that speed to the outside as Miller almost ran by two defenders that time, but like we said, a nice play defensively by Matt Hussey. Miller, though, will send it in on the corner kick. Aiming far side, that overshoots everybody, and that's going to roll all the way out of bounds. Throw-in coming for the Thunder now. Substitution for the Thunder. First one of the game. 22, Chad Musgraves in. Number 3, Adam Blackman has a seat. Not quite halfway through this opening 45 minutes. We're 1-1 here at Langhorst Field. McMahon looking for Sterner. Sterner trying to get around his defender. Can't do so. Now contact, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Sterner. Dan Pavlik doing a nice job defensively on Sterner, slowing him down just enough. Sterner with a little too much contact for the referee's liking. Seeger will boom it away downfield, crossing midfield, headed by Haas. A little collision. The two players okay, though. Jason Lauer spinning around, now plays it all the way back towards Hussey. Hussey will push it to the far side. Martin back cross field now to Lauer. Lauer going right back towards the far side of the field in front of the scorer's table. This is Weaver. Weaver back to Lauer as the Thunder trying to push forward. Swing pass right back to the far side. Jaspers plays it backwards a little bit for the Thunder. Looking for goals in the middle. Sliding breakup by Faring, but the Thunder recover. Faring gets in there again, this time too much contact, and whistle and a foul on Elmhurst. Free kick coming up here for the Thunder, about 35 yards out. Thunder with the quick restart. Here's the long blast coming down the middle from Lauer, but he sends it way high. Field goal range for Jason Lauer, but well high of the soccer net. Another substitution here for the Thunder. Looks like that's Connor Rice coming in for Wheaton. 21, Aaron Brown heads out. Reglan with the goal kick for Elmhurst. And boots it away. Brian McMahon with the header for the Blue Jays. Here's Musgraves, gets his first touch of the game. Back to Rice, and now chipped ahead to Lauer. Lauer chipping it forward, looking for Musgraves. Looking for goals, rather. Off of an Elmhurst head, out of bounds, and a throw-in coming for the Thunder. Connor Rice, the junior, will have the throw-in, but he throws it right to Brian McMahon. McMahon moves around one, contact and a foul. Looked like McMahon just got leg whipped there. 1-1, 21:50 left in this opening half. Tyler Faring puts the boot on it for the Blue Jays. Headed forward by McMahon. Sterner plays it back towards McMahon, trying a little give and go with Sterner, but broken up nicely by Rice. Lauer to the middle, now plays it to the far sideline. Working his way back towards the middle is Weaver, ahead to Drew Goals. Goals to the corner towards Weaver. Flicked ahead, but Thurman is there to break it up for the Blue Jays. Austin Haas sends it back towards midfield for the Blue Jays. Thunder regain control, and Connor Rice will control it for Wheaton. Chipped by Goals, looking for Musgraves, but played out of bounds by Elmhurst and Kyle Wright. Rice to Musgraves. Rice doesn't have a centering pass, so he'll send it back out to Martin. Martin will fire a blast. That one well wide. Another goal kick for John Reglan. 20:35 left to go. Shots even at 7 apiece right now in the early going. 5 on goal for the Blue Jays, 4 on goal for the Thunder. Reglan will send it back towards midfield, headed forward by Haas. Martin swings it back. Haas heads it forward one more time. McMahon leaves it for Madison in the middle. Madison with a little bit of room, but too far in front, and Matt Hussey able to come up and send it out of play. Throw-in coming for the Blue Jays on the far sideline, just in front of the Elmhurst bench. Keith Thurman will have the honors for the Blue Jays. Thurman lobs it forward. It's headed off of a Wheaton player and right back out of bounds for Elmhurst. And another throw-in coming. Thurman will try one more time. This one aiming low for Ian McMahon. Bounces up once. Chest trap down to the ground. McMahon right back to Thurman. Thurman tries to get around his defender. Can't do so. Steered away towards the sidelines. Griggs is there, and he will steer that one across the street, it looks like. Nope, that one actually hit the fence and did stay in the stadium. Another sub for Wheaton. 16 Lawler heading out. That looks like Jason Bada in for the Thunder. Wheaton defenders play it backwards a little bit. Wheaton taking their time. Martin plays it right back to Jaspers. And swings it back to Hussey. Thunder now just looks like they're looking for an opening here to try to push the ball forward. In the meantime, they're just content to play a little three-man passing game here in the back. And now a long pass, and doing a nice job to be able to control it and get there in time to keep it in play is Jaspers. As Ken Miller challenged from the outside for the Blue Jays. McMahon gets tangled up in the middle. And here comes the Thunder pushing forward. McMahon shaking up a little bit, still on his knees, and sliding in and knocking it out of play. McMahon limping a little bit for the Blue Jays in the middle, but it looks like he's okay. Thunder with a quick throw in, and they'll restart. And looks like we're going to play some defensive passing again. Kind of looks like if you're looking like you're seeing a replay, well, it's up to exactly what the Thunder are doing, just passing it backwards amongst the defense here. Nathan Jaspers looking for Rice now on the near sideline. Rice with a little bit of distance. He's got Musgraves with him. Pulls up, fires it back towards Jaspers. Jaspers with the cross towards the middle, headed away by the Blue Jays. McMahon is there for Elmhurst. Now controlled by Drew Goals, though, for Wheaton. Here's Weaver working far sideline on Haas. Centering pass in front, bobbled by Reglan, and diving on top of the loose ball is the Elmhurst freshman goalkeeper. Just a chip into the box that time by the Thunder. Reglan coming out forward, dropped it, but quickly dove on top of the loose ball to prevent the Thunder from an easy score. Stays at 1-1, 16:20 to go in the opening half. Here's tangled in the far side is Haas and Goals, and a foul goes on Goals. Keith Thurman will take the free kick for Elmhurst. Thurman bangs it forward. There's Brian McMahon towards midfield, and now he'll play it back far corner, or far sideline rather, to Keith Thurman. Haas trying to spring right down the far sideline. It's stolen away, though, by the Thunder. Here comes Keith Thurman for the Blue Jays. Thurman works on his defender with a few dribbles. Instead, off of a Thunder player, out of bounds, throw in for the Blue Jays. Far sideline, even with about the 10-yard football line here. Keith Thurman will take the run up and throw it towards the box. Looking for Madison. It bounces once. McMahon hits the deck, but Jordan Goins looks like he steers it away. Or excuse me, Martin rather steers it away for the Thunder. Now out of bounds on the far side. Last touch by Elmhurst. There'll be a throw in for the Thunder. Under 15 minutes to go in this first half. And once again, Thunder going back to that defensive passing and possession. Just kind of looking for their opening here to get something moving. Jaspers pushing forward. Now he'll slow it down again. Connor Rice is wide open on the near sideline here. Ken Miller giving him plenty of room. Miller, one of the faster Blue Jays out there, can close in an awful big hurry. Martin will play it backwards toward Jaspers. And now here's the long ball forward, but quickly intercepted by Thurman. Thurman working around Weaver. Leaves for right. Now Griggs. Griggs sends it on the ground down the middle. Here's Sterner trying to turn around his defender. Can't do so, so leaves it towards the far sideline. Give and go with Thurman. Looking for Haas. Taken away nicely by Wheaton. Now a sliding tackle by Thurman. And let's see what they're going to call. I think they're going to get Keith Thurman with the foul. So free kick coming up here for Wheaton just in front of their own bench. 13:25 left on the clock. You know, Wheaton was pushing forward, controlling the tempo for a while here, and now they've elected to slow it down a little bit, try to look for their good opportunity. Now the Thunder quickly pushing forward again here on offense. Wright will just bang it downfield in the clearing attempt. It'll roll over the end line here, and a throw in for the Thunder. Hussey will just toss it in towards Seeger, and he'll play it right back at the feet of Matt Hussey. Colton Martin works it down the middle, steered away by the Blue Jays. Here comes David Madison. Madison looking for Sterner in the middle, steered away, though, nicely by the Thunder. And a late whistle as Austin Haas gets tripped up just across midfield, and a free kick coming for Elmhurst. David Madison will take it. Just on the other side of the field, of midfield rather, and Blue Jays into the offensive zone. Madison will chip it forward into the box, looking for McMahon, gets a head on it, pulled down. Seeger is down on the ground, and a foul going to be called on the Blue Jays and McMahon as he tangled with Seeger. Seeger was from behind there. McMahon saying, "What did I do? That was a ball I had my head on first. Goalie ran into me." Well, that one goes against the Blue Jays, and Wheaton will pass it back as Hussey will swing it to the far side towards Martin. Looking for Jordan Goals. Goals will come back and now swing it right back down the middle to Bada. Smacked away briefly by the Blue Jays. Now Ken Miller controls. Miller trying to flip ahead to Sterner, but Sterner didn't get a good jump on it. A little miscommunication between Sterner and Miller. They talk it over. But in the meantime, the Thunder will come back the other way. Here's Jaspers down the far sideline. No pressure at all by the Blue Jays, and now Elmer starts to close in defensively. Weaver swarmed by a few Blue Jays, and the flag is up, offsides by the Thunder. It's a free kick coming for the Blue Jays after the offside. Approaching 10 minutes. McMahon heads it away off of an Elmhurst player. It'll be a throw-in coming here for the Thunder. Chad Musgraves will leave it for Connor Rice, and Rice will toss it in for Wheaton. Flicked ahead, headed down by Griggs. Not out of danger just yet. Now Faring tries to clear it. He swing and miss slightly, and Faring gets his leg clipped as he was trying to keep it going. Contact and a foul goes against Wheaton. Faring slow to get up, but it looks like he'll be okay. All even at 1, 9.5 to go in the opening half at Langhorse Field. Faring will fire it downfield for the Blue Jays. Quickly booted back by Jaspers. Faring popping that one backwards. Trapped down by Sterner. Looking towards the middle for Harper. But Weaver able to intercept for Wheaton. Check that. Martin rather able to intercept for the Thunder. Fired in. Faring puts it on the ground for Ken Miller in the middle. Miller looking for Sterner. And now challenged by Miller as Martin shrugs off Ken Miller. And now a long ball opportunity to the near sideline. Here's Musgraves. Musgraves looking for the cross, but sends it too long. As Jordan Goals trying to track it down, keep it in play. He does. Here's Weaver, hounded by Thurman. Gets around Thurman, fires towards the middle, headed away by the Blue Jays. As David Madison pulls it down, sends it forward, but Miller not there for Elmhurst. Connor Rice, centering pass. Harper will turn and just clear it all the way downfield, back towards midfield. Out of play. Kick is off the head of Harper, out of bounds, and a throw in for Martin. Musgraves leaves it backwards for Jaspers. Here's Colt Martin. Couple dribbles in, now leaves it far sideline. Weaver, centering pass, headed away by the Blue Jays. McMahon in a sprint, but can't quite get there. Jaspers beats him to it. Jaspers looking for Musgraves, but leads him too long, out of bounds. Throw in for Elmhurst. Just under 7.5 minutes, opening half at Langhorse Field. You're watching BlueJayTV.com. Part of a triple header of coverage here tonight. Men's and women's soccer games. We've seen 2 wins so far on BlueJayTV.com. The Elmhurst football team, winners over Milliken. Thrilling win for the Elmhurst women's soccer team over Wheaton College, handing the Thunder, 4th-ranked Thunder, their first loss of the season. Goals heads it forward. Griggs will get there first and just initiate a little contact. Runs the Thunder defender, runs Thunder forward off the ball. Lets it go over the end line. Goal kick coming up for the Blue Jays. Reglan will boot it away, headed forward by McMahon. Check that, that's Haas rather. Haas that went off of his head. Not a handball, says the official. Haas got a boot on it and kind of clipped himself in the face with it a little bit. Here's Matt Hussey. Plays it to Colt Martin on the far sideline. Martin looking for goals towards the middle. It's steered away by the Blue Jays. Throw in for the Thunder right in front of the Elmhurst bench. Looking for goals again. Griggs will step in front for Elmhurst.
His ball kind of takes a funky bounce away from Ken Miller. It was touched by Connor Rice, though. Miller saw it go off just slightly deflect off of Rice, let it go out of bounds, and the Blue Jays will take the throw-in. Off of Sterner's chest, out of play, and a throw-in now for Wheaton as we hit 5:40 left in the first. Sterner going to apply some light pressure here for the Blue Jays as now changes his mind. Two-man passing game in the back for Wheaton. Hussey and Martin. Martin will walk it across midfield. Leaves for Weaver, the midfielder on the far sideline. His pass for goals, chested away by the Blue Jays and Keith Thurman. Jaspers to Musgrave. One touch right back to Jaspers. Now chipping ahead for goals. Being hounded by Griggs. Goals trying to work for a corner against Griggs. Now sends it back. Miller is there, and Miller turns and boots it downfield. Substitutions for the Thunder. No subs as of yet in this opening half for the Blue Jays. Starters have played almost the full 45 minutes. A couple of subs for the Thunder. We can figure out who those are. We'll let you know. Here's McMahon. Leaves it for Harper. Harper trying to start a run to the outside. Now works his way towards the middle. Leaves it too far in front, though, and cleared away by Matt Hussey. Thurman brings it down for the Blue Jays. Leaves towards Madison. Madison working forward. Finds McMahon. Played ahead to Ken Miller. Right back to Austin Haas. Haas looking to send it in. Now plays it for the corner. A little miscommunication between Haas and Thurman. Thurman had started, then stopped, and Haas didn't think he was going to stop, left it for the corner and out of play, and a goal kick coming up for the Thunder, and they quickly restart. Work to the near side, Connor Rice from Hussey. Rice will boot it forward, looking for goals. Faring takes it away for the Blue Jays, now to Haas. Madison in the middle, still battling for control. McMahon is there for the Blue Jays. Now the chip pass ahead for Ken Miller down the near sideline. Miller will get there, keep it in play. Miller, here's the cross towards the middle, and Sterner slips. Otherwise, he may have had an opportunity to shoot. And Wheaton will push forward down the far sideline. Still even at 1, just about 3 minutes left in the opening half. Jaspers moving forward. There's Connor Rice. Rice pushes back to Jaspers. Now leaves for Bada. Musgraves working it back towards the 35-yard line. Blue Jays trying to pick up the pressure a little bit. Madison puts a little more pressure on Jaspers. Jaspers will play it back, and here comes Matt Hussey pushing forward again. Thunder just trying to push forward with their defensive passing game right now. Controlling at the moment. Martin out here to the right side this time, to the near sideline. Rice and Miller play on, says the official. Miller trying to spring Sterner, but headed down and away by Pavlik. Pavlik pressured lightly by Sterner. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first 45. Jaspers will slide it over to Colt Martin on the near sideline. Martin leaves for Rice. Quick one touch over to goals, trying to spring a give and go. That's going to trickle all the way back and come in. It'll be a throw-in, not a goal kick. Towards the corner flag, but a throw-in instead. Keith Thurman going to take his time getting this one. Blue Jays going to eat a little clock up here. Happy right now, even at 1. CCIW standings coming into today. North Park still the conference leader. 3-0-1. Carthage 2-1-1. Wheaton 2-1-1. Illinois Wesleyan 2-1-1. North Central and Elmhurst 1-1-2. Elmhurst can jump right back in here with a victory tonight. McMahon towards Madison. Here's Ken Miller. Blue Jays with numbers if they hurry. Miller trying to spring down the middle. Here comes Haas. Haas is there. Haas shoots. and a save, and a score! Haas off the fingertips of Seeger into the back of the net, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Austin Haas from Ken Miller thought Seeger was going to get the save, but it just went off the fingertips and into the net as the Blue Jays, with a numbers advantage, springing the fast break from the outside, and a gorgeous pass from Ken Miller to Austin Haas, and Haas finishes it for Elmhurst. 2-1, 57.4 seconds left to go in the opening half, and Elmhurst on top for the first time tonight. There's the touch, and we'll restart. Wheaton trying to see if they can get the equalizer before the break. Contact with Bada, being hounded by Griggs. Griggs still pestering. Griggs able to steer it away. And the Blue Jays will just boot it away downfield. Be very happy. I said they were going to be content to have a 1-1 tie. Instead, they've got a 2-1 lead here with 30 seconds to go. There's the long boot downfield. Faring goes up, gets a head on it. Miller flicks it forward with the header, looking for Sterner. A little contact, no whistle. And the Thunder down to 16 seconds. The long boot again by Hussey. Here's McMahon. Check that Madison instead, and Madison will just play it into the scorer's table. Throw-in coming for the Thunder with just 6 seconds to go, and that's going to do it for the half. Elmhurst with the late strike. Wheaton had the first strike in the opening minute. The Blue Jays get the strike in the final minute. Elmhurst 2, Wheaton 1. We're at halftime from Langhorse Field. The Blue Jays leading the Thunder 2-1. We'll be back after this break with second half action back after this here on BlueJayTV.com.
College only happens once. You need to know what you're getting into. That's why we made this video. We wanted to give you an idea of what you might choose to get into at Elmhurst College. We went around the campus with a camera for a full school year and asked people what they thought about the place. We didn't plant anybody and we didn't script anything. We just asked questions. We started at new student orientation.
I chose Elmhurst because the campus is really nice, first off. I like it a lot, and it's really close to Chicago. I like Chicago.
The reason why I chose to come here is the smart classes and the atmosphere. The people here are friendly, and I just love it.
Nicest campus I've seen anywhere. Like, I visited a lot of other schools, but, I mean, this one just had, like, all the trees. It had the atmosphere.
All the people I've met have been really, really friendly.
It's a beautiful campus.
It's a beautiful campus. Lots of plants, lots of friendly people. And they're just so helpful. Like, everyone wants to help you out to get to where you need to be.
Come on in, everybody. It's good to have you here.
It's just going to be a fun year all together. Meet lots of people, hang out, go downtown a lot.
Now it's time to kick off the school year. That means going to class. You've been doing that for years already, but classes at Elmhurst are a little different.
If you've never experienced something, you can definitely get into it and experience it here at Elmhurst.
It's an open environment. Anywhere you go, you're going to get that opportunity just to better yourself. When you're in the large universities, you don't get that opportunity because you're just another student and they're just talking in front of you.
The class size is smaller, so you're not in a class of about like 600 people.
I know all of my professors by name, and what's better is they know me by name.
You can go to them and feel comfortable dropping them an email, stopping by their office during office hours and asking for help.
Every morning I wake up and I'm excited to see my students again. I love hearing them and their stories and getting to know them.
The opportunity to interact with faculty in a real meaningful way, whether it's in collaborative research, whether it's one-on-one talking about aspects of the class in their offices, the availability, all those things are there.
Learning doesn't only take place in the classroom, but outside the classroom.
The lecturing style has sort of gone out of fashion. You do present some material, but you try for the students to discover the answers rather than providing them to the student.
It's a process, and we create that process every time, every class.
In business, they're not looking for people that have more accounting or more marketing. They're looking with people with what we consider the liberal learning skills.
You're going to be able to combine professional interests with a liberal arts education.
Elmhurst College is preparing me for my life experience later on after college, and it's a great environment to grow.
Elmhurst College gave me a chance to kind of sit back and evaluate the world at large, and then begin to say, okay, I could kind of see myself doing this.
Of course, all work and no play is no way to go through college. That's why we have special weekends like homecoming. Football is one of 18 varsity sports at Elmhurst. It's not the Big Ten. In a lot of ways, it's better.
But what separated Elmhurst College from every other institution that was looking to recruit me as a football player is Elmhurst College was more interested in me being a student athlete.
Knowing that I would be running cross country and track all 4 years, I think it's really helped me structure my educational career as well.
Being a student athlete takes up a lot of time, but it's a commitment that you really want to make.
What commitment do you want to make? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
There's over 100 different clubs and organizations on campus.
Elmhurst has something for everyone, there really is. I mean, whatever your interest is, it's here.
I've been involved in the music department, in the band, and now the orchestra. Intramural sports, or art, or music, or drama.
They have a Greek system here, and I really wanted to get involved.
Joining a fraternity, playing on the men's soccer team for 4 years.
You have so many opportunities to get your hands on things. You know, I was involved in union board and volleyball.
There's just a huge array that you can choose from.
You can definitely make a difference, definitely.
You can also make a difference far beyond the campus. Our study abroad program gives you a chance to experience the world. Elmhurst students study in 44 countries.
The first January I was here, I studied in France, and the second January I studied in India.
Back home, you'll enjoy all the advantages of going to college in Elmhurst, Illinois, a special suburb of a great city.
Downtown Elmhurst is walking distance, and there's so many things going on. We have the movie theater, there's restaurants, there's shopping.
The train station's right within walking distance, and you can always go to downtown Chicago.
About half-hour metro ride away. And so a lot of my friends will go downtown every few weekends and see what's down there. There's a lot of class trips that go downtown.
I like to go into the city and enjoy spending time there. It's something totally new and different for me.
One reason you're going to college is to prepare for a life of professional achievement. We'll help you to get the hands-on experience you need to really know your stuff.
If you're looking for a job or you're looking for an internship, they have so many connections to help you.
They want to help you junior and senior year to be able to get those internships and get those job opportunities.
It gives you an automatic network of people.
I work for WGN. I am a sports news intern.
I'm currently interning at Victory Records, which is downtown Chicago.
I'm a sales planning intern with the Kellogg Company.
I'm interning at Paramount Public Relations.
I'm currently interning with the Chicago Bears.
There's a lot of teamwork involved in my internship, so you really learn how to work with other people.
It's very hands-on.
Just being able to work with their players, like the guys you see on TV on Sunday, and just kind of finding out that there's regular guys like everyone else. It's really been cool.
You're in a small school and then you have this opportunity in the big city, and I've met artists, been to concerts, and it's awesome.
Our job is to help students learn how to navigate and manage their own career when they graduate.
So that's Elmhurst College in about 7 minutes. We'll leave you with a few final thoughts from our students and faculty.
Those people who decide to come here simply say that there was a feeling about the campus. They said there's just something, they sense something more, like hey, I belong here.
Coming in here and making the connections with the people that I have, I know that even when I graduate, I'm still going to have these connections. I'm still going to have a home here even 5, 10, 20 years down the road.
I'm sure there's other good schools out there too, but I think you'd have a hard time beating Elmhurst.
Your experience is going to really be what college ought to be.
Back as we start the second half here, Wheaton College and Elmhurst College. Elmhurst, a late goal, taking a 2-1 lead over the Thunder as we're underway here at Langhorst Field. Glad you could be with us here tonight on BlueJayTV.com. I'm Kevin Jude. This is game 3 of our triple header. It's the Thunder pushing forward. Played off of Wheaton. It'll be out of bounds. Goal kick coming up here for John Reglin. So far, Elmhurst team's 2 for 2 tonight, and the action you've seen live here on BlueJayTV.com. Blue Jay football team winners this afternoon against Millikan University in a thrilling game. We've seen 2 great games already today, too. Blue Jays coming back and hitting the game-winning touchdown with just 28 seconds remaining. Then the women's soccer team stunning 4th-ranked and previously unbeaten Wheaton College, 2-1 in overtime. And here's the Blue Jay men's team threatening again. This is Harper on the ground towards the middle, but cleared out of harm's way. Out of bounds throw-in coming for the Blue Jays. I mentioned Valerie Wesley had the game-winning goal for the women's soccer squad, just $1:45 into the second overtime to lift the Blue Jays to the victory. Here's Thurman with the long toss, looking for McMahon, headed down by McMahon, and a shot, and just wide for the Blue Jays. Was it deflected? Yes, it was, by Wheaton, and a corner kick opportunity. So David Madison had the shot. It was blocked by Wheaton. Shot by number 10, Madison, for the Blue Jays. Blocked by Wheaton. It'll be a corner kick opportunity for Elmhurst. Matt Sterner. The Blue Jays pack it into the box. Sterner with the right foot. Headed in. Headed away by the Thunder. Track down. Here's Faring. Looks for the middle, and now here's a possible break for the Thunder. Harper intercepts the pass and steers it back the other way. Here's Hussey and Wheaton's with the Thunder. The good defensive play early here, preventing Elmhurst from grabbing a 2-goal lead. Is almost a nifty opportunity for the Blue Jays off of the header from McMahon to Madison. Now here's Goals looking for Weaver to the near sideline. Weaver working on Thurman. Changes direction, tries to cross it in front. And over the back line before it got to John Reglin. So a goal kick coming up. Blue Jays could use a victory tonight to help get them right back into the hunt for a CCIW tournament spot. They're 1-1-2, not far from out of it in the CCIW for a tournament spot. 1-1-2, couple ties already. The one loss being to Illinois Wesleyan last Saturday. Here's McMahon headed forward by Sterner, but no one there for Elmhurst. The Thunder will head it back towards Seeger, and Seeger puts it right back on the foot of Hussey. Jaspers swept away by the Blue Jays. Matt Sterner. Some contact. Whistle. I don't know if it's a foul or just going to be a throw in here for the Blue Jays. And it will be a foul on Wheaton. Free kick for Elmhurst on the offensive side of the field. David Madison will start things for the Blue Jays. Here's the approach, and Madison pushes forward, headed on by Ken Miller, but cleared away by the Thunder. Here's McMahon, looks for Harper. Off a Thunder player, though. Battling for it is McMahon. Miller trying to win it down the middle, but Jaspers got there first, and here's the Thunder on the counterattack. Long ball into the box. Reglin will knock it down with his foot and now pick it up as the charging Drew Goals comes into challenge. Reglin off the one volley off the ground. Headed up into the air by McMahon. Weaver boots it forward into the air. Sterner got a head on it, and it's out of play. Throw-in coming for the Thunder. Played 5 minutes almost in the second half. Blue Jays lead it 2-1. Goals by Matt Sterner and Austin Haas have the Blue Jays on top. Wheaton had a 1-0 lead early. Goals to goals. Jordan from Drew in the opening minute. But the Blue Jays answered right back, tying it up midway through the first and then getting the goal in the 45th minute. David Griggs heads it away, out of play, throw in for Weaver and the Thunder. Corey Weaver will toss it into play. Jaspers spins about 40 yards out, looking to to the near sideline for Martin. Martin can't keep it in. It'll roll out of play. Keith Thurman will throw it in for the Blue Jays. Thurman looks for McMahon, bounces over him. Sterner will play it down with the chest trap. Looking for Harper coming to the near sideline, but intercepted by the Thunder. Goals looks for his brother Jordan, poked ahead towards Jaspers. Kyle Wright does a nice, that's Faring rather, does a nice job defensively. Did it go off a hand of Martin? No, says the official. Blue Jays were looking for it, but play on. And the Thunder going to try to set things up here defensively. Played on the ground from Hussey ahead to Jaspers. Jaspers leaves for Martin. Martin tries to dribble in. Starts a run towards the middle. Leaves for goals. Hounded by the Blue Jays and poked away by Madison. Played ahead by Harper. Harper, here's Brian McMahon with a run down the near side. McMahon, play on, says the silent official. McMahon with the cross and headed down and away by Wheaton. Weaver leaves it on the ground. Brown giving chase to the far side for the Thunder. Did that go off a Wheaton leg? Yes, it did. Throw in for Elmhurst right in front of their own bench. Blue Jays player tying his shoe in front on the field. Here's Sterner trying to work his way around two men. Gets around the first, can't get around the second. And cleared forward by the Thunder. Blackman playing for the near sideline, but way too far for Jordan Goals to track it down. Throw in for the Blue Jays. 37:20 left. Keith Thurman fires it forward, headed on by McMahon. And they will play it back to Seeger. Seeger will put the foot on it, send it forward. Wright knocks it down for the Blue Jays. It comes back towards Tyler Faring. Faring steers it ahead. One bounce and headed forward by Pavlik. But another throw in for Elmhurst. Sterner working on Thunder player, out of bounds off of Elmhurst, throw in for the Thunder. One immediately right back by Madison. Here's McMahon, ahead to Keith Thurman. Thurman sprinting in, looks to the near sideline. He's got Harper. Harper with room. Harper, here comes a centering cross, going far post. Seeger bobbles it, and it went over the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Blue Jays. Seeger coming out of the net to try and break up the crossing attempt by the Blue Jays. Got a hand on it. Couldn't pull it down, though, and when he did finally gain possession, it was over the end line and a corner kick opportunity for Elmhurst. I think that's Ken Miller, the man who will headed on and into the net by Miller. Ken Miller with the goal. I think that was Sterner, actually, who took the corner kick for the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays have opened up a 3-1 lead. Set play comes through for the Blue Jays. It was Matt Sterner off the corner, 12 from 11. As Ken Miller having a heck of a night, a goal and 2 assists for the Blue Jay midfielder. Just flicking the corner kick into the back of the net. And Elmhurst on top, 3-1. 2-goal cushion. Let's see if the Blue Jays decide to be a little bit tighter defensively here. Thunder going to have to start pushing here, down 2 goals with 35 minutes to go in this match. McMahon. Dumped down off the Thunder player, out of bounds. And a throw-in coming for Elmhurst. And the Blue Jays very adept at being able to eat clock. They can take their time setting some plays up and taking their time on throw-in, goal kicks, everything else, as Sterner will knock down the pass from McMahon. McMahon plays it towards the center in Madison. Madison has it poked away by Jaspers. Jaspers looking ahead, and Grigg steps in front. Otherwise, Drew Goals was off to the races. Blue Jays will just send it downfield with a clear. Elmhurst starters have played every minute of this game so far. No substitutions by the Blue Jays. Here's Weaver working on Thurman. Gets around him, but help is there in the form of Harper. Sterner goes for the chest trap. Knocked down, no call. Play on, says the officials. Here's Wheaton. Trying to get a run down the far sideline. Just slipped, lost his footing a little bit. No call by the officials, and we're going to play on. Michael Giuliano not happy on the no call, but instead here come the Blue Jays with an opportunity. McMahon, play on again. Here's Madison. Leaving it for McMahon in a foot race. Not going to get there. Or excuse me, that's Haas rather. Dan Pavlik working on Haas. Haas. And Pavlik scoots around him. Pushes it towards the middle, and Hussey. Hussey now far side to Colt Martin. Light pressure only by the Blue Jays. Here's the long bomb from Martin, but it bounces in. And Reglan out. A little bit of contact from Goals. He tries to pull off in the last second. Reglan was right there waiting for the one hop. Reglan off the one bounce. Boots it forward, but it comes right back into Wheaton offensive zone as Pavlik sends it forward. And now here's the Thunder on a 3-on-2. Centering pass into the middle. The shot and a goal. Wheaton has cut the lead down. It's like Drew Goals, I think, with his second. Is that Goals or was that Blackman? And we're underway. There's the Stutch, and we're back underway again as Wheaton has sliced Elmhurst's lead 3-2. Aaron Brown is the man, I believe, who gave that centering feed. Ball springs free, though. Here comes Sterner. Sterner trying to take a run to the near sideline. Double teamed and off of Sterner, out of bounds for a throw-in. So Elmhurst's 2-goal cushion did not last long. Just about not even 3 full minutes as the Thunder cut right back into it. A lot of goals coming on the odd man rush so far tonight in this contest. 4 of the 5 have been that way with speed rushes by both teams. 1 goal coming off the set play by the Blue Jays. Goals to Weaver, looking back again towards Goals, and that one goes up and down. Was it still in play? No whistle at all. And let's see what they're calling. It will be a goal kick for the Blue Jays. Wheaton wanting the corner kick. Instead, it'll go as a goal kick for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays dodge a big bullet there as Wheaton almost evened this thing up. Reglan will restart it for Elmhurst. Miller heads it forward, looking for McMahon. Spun away and won by Wheaton on the far side. Martin. Martin's pass intercepted, but here comes back towards the middle is Hussey. Here's Goals, looking for goals again. Help. Regland comes out, gets a leg on it, gets up in the air, and with the save, and now a whistle and a foul going to be called on Wheaton. And some pushing and shoving going on here after the fact, and that'll stop the clock. I think they're going to just give just a stern talking to, and there is a card on number 9 and a card on 21 for Elmhurst. Yellow card on Drew Goals of Wheaton, number 9, and then a yellow card on 21, Tyler Faring. Yellow card probably going to Goals, and maybe initially on the contact. Faring gave him a two-hand shove after the fact. Not happy that his keeper got run into. I don't know if there's any words said between the two players as well, but referee Jorge Quatu immediately breaking it up. Cautions both players. Clock will restart here when Regland puts his foot on it. Regland with a fantastic save coming out to make the play. Michael Giuliano getting an explanation from the referee on the far side. And Regland will boot it downfield. Flicked ahead by Madison. Sterner unable to give chase. Looking again for the long run down the far side, looking for Weaver. Or for Blackman, rather. Blackman working on his man, and it goes off of Kyle Wright, and a corner kick coming here for the Thunder. Blackman and Weaver are the two over there for the Thunder. Weaver will line up to take the corner kick. Blackman short for him right there. Each time it's been Weaver, and it will be Weaver again. Aiming far side, Brian McMahon heads it out of the box for the Blue Jays. Lawler still gets there, into the box again, steered away by Haas, and here comes Elmhurst down the middle. It's Madison. Madison trying to free Sterner, but leads him way too far. It'll two-bounce into the net. Seeger quickly tosses it out to Aaron Brown down the far sideline. Brown looking for the long ball down the middle. It somehow bounces free. Here comes Goals. Contact in the box. Play on, says the official, and cleared now by the Blue Jays. Wheaton picking up the attack, picking up the pace on offense now as the Thunder have been threatening. They were down by 2. They've sliced it in half, down to just 1 at 3-2. And Wheaton remaining on the attack. Matt Hussey pushes far side to Lawler. Lawler aiming for the middle. Griggs is there to head it down for the Blue Jays. In the middle. Here's Haas. Haas's pass is intercepted. Long drive coming in, right into the hands of Regland. No real danger there as Regland coming out to easily corral that one. Off the one bounce from Regland. Crossing midfield, headed back by the Thunder. Now Thurman gets a head on it. Popped into the air by Harper, and Brian McMahon is there to win it for the Blue Jays. McMahon looking for Miller down the far side. Ken Miller will get there. Working on his man. Miller sends it into the box, headed by the Thunder, and off the bar. Hussey trying to clear it down and almost tucked it into the back corner. Instead going off the top of the crossbar out of play, nearly an own goal. Instead it'll be a corner kick for the Blue Jays, another set piece for Elmhurst. They were successful the last time. Sterner to Ken Miller. Blue Jays aren't packing it in. They'll start on the approach this time. Sterner sends it in, chipped in, and blocked right back down by the Thunder. And now a throw-in coming for Elmhurst. Let's see if Sterner or if it's going to be Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman will have the throw-in honors for the Blue Jays. Thurman's got the long toss ability. He can lob it straight into the box. Here's a throw from Thurman. Ball knocked down, still loose, and finally Wheaton able to clear it out of the box. Goals back to his brother Jordan. Jordan upended by Griggs, but a clean tackle, says the referee. Play on. Here's McMahon trying to spring Thurman down the near sideline, but it trickles out. Throw in for Wheaton. 26:50 remaining in this contest. Elmhurst clinging 3-2. Hussey to Martin on the near side. Colt Martin will try to walk it across midfield. Martin puts the big boot on it. It'll bounce once. Reglan will wait for it, and he takes it. Contact a little bit by Blackman. John Reglan bangs it downfield, headed down by Martin. Here's Corey Weaver for the Thunder. Back to Colt Martin. Martin pushes middle towards Lawler. Looking for the far sideline. Aaron Brown. Ken Miller jumps out defensively on him. Touched ahead by Goals and poked right into the Thunder bench by Faring. Throw in for Wheaton. Lawler will swing it back to the near sideline to Colt Martin. McMahon steps out on him. Martin looking to the near side for Corey Weaver, but too far out of play, and a throw in for Elmhurst as we hit 25:30 left. It's 3-2 Blue Jays. It was 3-1 Elmhurst. Wheaton, Elmhurst with a goal off a corner kick early in the second half. Wheaton answered right back immediately. Here's Ryan Seeger. Booting it downfield. Chested down by Wheaton, but right to the Blue Jays. McMahon trying to spring Sterner down the middle. Sterner, contact, and a foul going to go against Sterner. Wheaton off the quick restart. Jason Lawler carrying towards the far sideline. One bounce towards the middle towards Goals. He's quickly hounded by Griggs. And Faring will boot it downfield. Hussey walks it forward, trying to just be touched on by Goals. Nobody there for the Thunder. Harper steers it back, looking for Miller far side. Nobody there. Kyle Wright steps in front. But here comes Aaron Brown for the Thunder. Off of Jordan Goals' leg into the Thunder bench. Throw in for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst does have a few players stretching out on the far sideline. Wonder if the Blue Jays will go to the bench soon. They have not as of yet in this entire game. Play on, says the official. Hussey leaves for Martin. Martin hands back to Jaspers. Colt Martin, the defender, brings it into the offensive zone. Keith Thurman right there to send it right back down the near sideline, all the way back towards the 20-yard line. Brown. Knocked down by Lawler. Lawler sends it towards the near sideline, or in the form of Colt Martin. Martin looks for Lawler in a little two-man passing game. Now swings to the near side. Intercepted back by the other way. Here's Sterner. Touched on to Miller. Here's the Blue Jays with an opportunity. Miller leaves for Sterner to the middle. Can't get there. A nice job to break it up by the Thunder. It's like Dan Pamlick, the man coming back defensively for Wheaton. Bombed forward by Wheaton, but it's going to one-hop right in. Reglan going to waste some time. Chest it down. Goals will put some pressure on, make him pick it up. McMahon headed forward to Sterner. Leaves it for McMahon. McMahon gets around one man. Slide tackle attempt by the Thunder will go out of play. Brian McMahon, a nice job to just jump over him. keep his feet, and the Wheaton man slow to get up. Clock will continue to run, no sign, and now we'll stop the clock. Substitution for Elmhurst now, it looks like, off the injury too. 24, Kyle Smith enters the game for the Blue Jays. Clock restarts, now off the throw-in by Elmhurst. Smith trying to draw a foul. Not going to get the call. Goes as a goal kick, as Ryan Seeger will play it short to the Thunder defense. Lawler looking near sideline for Weaver. Long run. Thurman, could he knock it down? No, it went over the end line. It'll be a throw-in for the Thunder. Quick throw by Weaver. Chipped in by Goals, headed up into the air. Weaver again and sent wide, and Reglin's just going to let it roll. Reglin could have picked it up and saved it, but then he would have to get rid of it quicker. Here he can eat a little more time off the restart. Puts the ball down, adjusts the socks and the shin guards, and now Reglin will go off the restart. 21-15 left in this game. A little past the midway point in the second half. Smith for the Blue Jays, getting some help from Miller, but steered into the Blue Jays bench, out of play, throw in for Wheaton. A whistle and a foul on the Thunder. Keith Thurman will scoop it up and roll it back across field to Tyler Faring. Faring will have the honors after the whistle. Puts it down at about the Blue Jays, around their own 25-yard line. Faring bangs it downfield, looking for Miller to the corner. Headed back, though, by Wheaton. Knocked down by Blackman. And he will play it back towards the middle of the field. Now coming towards the near sideline is Weaver. Chipping towards the middle, headed down by Griggs. McMahon is there for the Blue Jays. Haas on the ground to Miller. 2-on-1 opportunity for the Blue Jays. Here's Ken Miller. Leaps over one man, keeps control. He's going to get across into the box, looking for Smith, and leaping up and taking it out of the air is Seeger. And that's going to stop the clock. We're going to have a card here now. Kyle Smith gets one. 24 gets one, and I think the other one was on Seeger, but I'm not entirely sure. I think that's on Seeger and Smith. Smith for sure for Elmhurst. I think the yellow goes to Ryan Seeger of Wheaton. And now we're back underway. Blackman has his ball headed down and out of the way by the Blue Jays. Smith loses his feet, loses his footing as he tries to come up with it, almost trying to spring a one-on-one opportunity here. Smith has the fresh legs. Headed back the other way by Faring. Here's the Thunder. This is Hussey. As we're on with 18:50 to go, Hussey looking for some help down the middle. Leaves it for Goals. It's knocked back off of his head and then off of Griggs. Here's the Thunder, though. Approaching the top of the box. Chipped forward towards the middle. Headed straight up into the air. Back the other way. Goals challenges again. Pushed forward by the Blue Jays. Goals is there. Madison is there. Miller tangled up. Play on, says the official. Brown looking for some help. Here's Blackman. Blackman too strong off of his leg and out of play. Throw-in coming now. Substitutions for both teams. The breather for Matt Sterner is over. He's back in as Kyle Smith has a seat. "18 minutes left in this contest. Elmhurst leading 3-2. Sterner heads it towards Madison. Flicks it right back towards Sterner to the far sideline. Sterner will get there, keep it in. Pavlik all over him. 2-on-1. Sterner against Pavlik and another Thunder defender. Tied up. Play on, says the official. Jorge Quanju letting both teams play. Ball knocked down, chipped into the air by Blackman, giving chase. Elmhurst is there. And Wright is just going to let that one roll out of play off of Blackman, and another goal kick opportunity. Blue Jays get an opportunity to run another probably 10, 15 seconds off the clock. There's the ball position, and now the adjustment by Elmhurst goalkeeper John Reglin. Reglin shoots it forward. Flicked on in the air by the Blue Jays. Sterner gets there. Play on, says the official. Here's Sterner to Harper. Harper with room to the inside. Harper leading it towards the middle. Didn't get much on the crossing attempt. Thurman will take it out of midair for the Blue Jays. Thurman walks in, gets around one man. Still on his feet. Thurman tries to dribble in. Shot out in front. They score! Keith Thurman with the assist. Right in front, it's Brian McMahon with the goal. Keith Thurman doing all the work on that one, though, and Brian McMahon giving some claps to Keith Thurman in front of the Elmhurst fans. Thurman dribbling around 3 defenders, and Brian McMahon could have walked it into the back of the net. He was wide open in front. 4-2 Elmhurst. The Blue Jays back with a 2-goal lead, 16.5 to go. Elmhurst with a 2-goal cushion once again. Wheaton needs to answer back quickly. Here's an opportunity and a blast coming, but missing it and sending it high was Martin. So Reglin will boot it away. Kept in nicely by Harper. Harper to McMahon looking for Sterner. Sterner giving chase to the corner. Sterner trying to get a step around his man. He does. Sterner walking into the box. All kinds of contact and no call. Play on. Dave DiTomaso furious on the sideline for the Blue Jays. Here's David Griggs. Steps around one man. Griggs being hounded to the near side, and now a contact, and now there's going to be a foul called by the linesman. Jordan Goals contacting with David Griggs right in front of the linesman here. David Madison will take the restart. Elmhurst taking a little more time off the clock. We're down to 14.5. Madison with the big boot, angling away towards the far post. Out to take it out of midair is Seeger. Seeger quickly on the ground, throws it ahead. But Wright is there to intercept for the Blue Jays. Wheaton quickly takes it back, though. Here's Blackman working far side. Blackman to Goals. Now in the middle to Drew Goals. Tied up, taken away by Griggs. They are double-teaming Drew Goals every time he comes near the ball now. Steven Russo. Contact with Goals, though, leaving for the far side. Can he get there and keep it in? Is Weaver? Yes, he can. Weaver sends it back towards the box. Headed down and out by the Blue Jays. Kyle Wright heads it out of harm's way. 13:40 left. Here's Lawler. Works near side to Jaspers. Back to Lauer. That one's going to bound through, untouched. It's going to roll all the way to the feet of John Regland. He'll wait till he gets some pressure and now picks it up. Has an opportunity to eat probably another 5 seconds off the clock. Every second counts. The Blue Jays with a 2-goal advantage. McMahon to Sterner. Here's McMahon back to Sterner towards the middle. Sterner pulls it down, fires. It was blocked by the Thunder. Looked like he may have clipped the Thunder defender right in the face. Quick restart by the Blue Jays. Madison leaves for Harper. Harper with a step around his man. Harper centering pass is headed down and out by the Thunder. Blue Jays putting some pressure on here now. 4-2 Elmhurst, 12:40 left. Headed back again by Kyle Wright. Austin Haas will pull it down and just play it deep into the corner here. Seeger will come all the way out to take it for Wheaton, and Seeger will fire it back towards midfield. Played on by Jaspers, but headed right back by the Blue Jays. Near sideline, here's Russo. 2 dribble, leaves it for Corey Weaver. Weaver gets around Thurman, off of Thurman. Who did it touch last? It was touched last by Weaver. Keith Thurman wins the battle defensively, and a goal kick coming for the Blue Jays. Wheaton player tying his shoe. Clock never stopped. David Griggs and Drew Goals having some discussion right around the 30-yard line. Goals isn't going to be able to take many steps without a Blue Jay draped all over him. And David Griggs seems to have that assignment right now. Here's Thurman. Working to the near side, won by Wheaton. Back towards the middle. Weaver's going to get a look. Shot on by Weaver. Off the post. And Thurman boots it into the air. Shot by Weaver, and he hit the goalpost. And shot and fired high over the top by Drew Goals. Corey Weaver, number 2, had the initial shot. It hit the goalpost, and then the follow-up coming from number 9, Drew Goals. They're going to say that was tipped actually by the Blue Jays instead, so it'll be a corner kick. 10:35 left to go. Wheaton desperately needing to get at least one right here. 2-goal deficit with just 10.5 to go. Corner kick again for the Thunder. Weaver will take it himself back towards the middle, and Faring heads it out of harm's way for the Blue Jays. Leaping in the air, trying to bring it down for the Blue Jays is Miller, but controlled by the Thunder. Surrounded by a pair of Elmhurst defenders. Steered back out towards the 30-yard line. Lawler wins it for Wheaton. His pass is not going to be able to be caught up by Goals. A throw-in coming for the Blue Jays. Under 10 minutes to go now in this contest. Elmhurst looking for their second CCIW win of the season. A win would pull them 2-1-2 with 2 games left. Sterner off his back to McMahon. McMahon trying to hit Ken Miller in stride. Nice job to poke it loose as Martin on the far side. But off of Martin, says our official, and a throw in for the Blue Jays. 9.5 to go. There's the lob for Miller. Works on his man. Off of him. Elmhurst can tend to push slowly forward, eating a little more clock as they go. There comes the throw in for the Blue Jays. Headed down by the Thunder as Weaver clears it back towards midfield. Flicked on by the head of David Madison. But Seeger comes way out to handle that one and boots it downfield. Aiming towards the far sideline. One in the air by Wheaton. There's Drew Goals. looking to spring his man to the outside. 2-on-1 opportunity, and the pass broken up by the Blue Jays. Madison trying to just send it wide. He can't do it. Wheaton still in control with an opportunity. Here's Musgraves, double teamed for a split second, back to Lauer. Lauer dribbles to the far sideline. Hounded by Miller, off of Miller, right back at the Thunder bench. It stays in play momentarily. The Blue Jays give chase, and Lauer has no choice but to play it back. Now contact quickly as Ken Miller, going hard after the ball. He's going to be whistled for the foul. Down to 8 minutes to go. Elmhurst with a 2-goal lead, still at 4-2. Wheaton with a good opportunity, chipped high by Musgraves, and a goal kick coming for the Blue Jays again. Another sub for the Thunder. And Elmhurst can eat a little more clock, inching ever closer to this win. Holding to a 4-2 lead, 7:30 to go. There's the Blue Jays. Harper. Harper. Flipped on by the Blue Jays with looking for Sterner. Contact there. They're going to get Sterner on a foul here. 6:45 left to go. Elmhurst still with a 2-goal lead. They led it 2-1 at the half. Took an early 3-1 lead early in the second half. Wheaton sliced it right back, but the Blue Jays have answered back again. 4-2 now, Elmhurst. Miller gives chase right in front of the Elmhurst bench. Fired back in by the Thunder towards the middle, towards Jordan Goals. Touched on to Russo. Russo looks for the chip. Faring leaps, headed onto the net, and a save by Regland. Drew Goals there for the Thunder. But right at John Regland. Regland boots it away. Russo to Waller. Trying to find Goals down the middle. 2-on-1 for the Thunder as Goals pressuring. Wins it, and now steered out of bounds by Faring. Blue Jays making the Thunder waste a little more time here, not letting any quick counters anymore. Aaron Brown with the lob, headed out into the air by the Blue Jays and McMahon. Trying a little flick into the net, towards the net as Goals, but right at Regland again. Easy save for John Regland as we approach the 5-minute mark. 2-goal advantage for the Blue Jays. Regland booms it downfield over the head of 2 defenders. Sterner is there and wins it for the Blue Jays. McMahon chipping forward. It looks like it may have, did it hit Sterner or did it hit a Wheaton defender? It hit a Wheaton defender in the back. It's out of play. Throw in for Elmhurst, and now the Blue Jays can shave a little more clock. Lobbed into the box. It goes off of a Wheaton head and now steered out of bounds, and then it'll be a throw-in for the Blue Jays. Almost a corner kick opportunity as header going the wrong way for the Thunder that time. Stop the clock. There's going to be a stoppage here and a card. Can't see who's having the discussion there far side. Now, nope. Stop it again. Not yet. Looks like it was can't tell if that was Sterner or one of the Blue Jays in the captain's sleeve. It may have been Ken Miller. Now the clock will restart. The Blue Jays will toss it in to Sterner, battling, trying to win possession for a corner. It goes out, off of Sterner, and a throw-in coming now. We are under 4 minutes now. Wheaton needing 2 goals to even this thing up. Instead, the Blue Jays with a 2-goal advantage right now. Wheaton trying to push forward. Chipped into the air by the Blue Jays. Pulled down by Wheaton. Here's Lawler. Fires it towards the middle, but missing the foot of Weaver. Too strong. It'll roll towards the corner, and another throw-in opportunity for Elmhurst. Substitution for the Blue Jays is number 7, Andrew Witzowski, in for the first time. Witzowski doing battle with Lawler. Witzowski wins it and just fires it downfield. Blue Jays content to waste some time here now with a 2-goal lead. 3 minutes to go. Lawler booms it downfield towards the middle. Trying to track it down and keeping it in play is Goals. Goals sends it back towards the middle, and Madison able to steer it away for Elmhurst. Lawler pulls it down, driving forward. He collides with, and he's down on the field. Let's see if we're going to get a stop here or not. Lawler's still down, and the Blue Jays are just going to let it roll. And that'll stop the clock. Injury time on the field as Lawler got shaken up on the aggressive play by Faring. It'll be a throw-in for the Thunder. Clock will restart on the throw-in with 2:16 left. Elmhurst trainers were out there for a second. Not sure why we're still in stoppage right now. And the Blue Jays have a man down on the far sideline here, too, that I didn't notice. And to get him off the field to work on him. And now the substitution for Elmhurst. Enrique Bascalo in. Number 26 for the Blue Jays. Clock moves again off the throw-in from Brown. Madison will boot it away. Witzowski giving chase. And Wheaton will just clear it back. Seeger has to go after it, though, to give chase. Comes all the way out of the box. Madison trying to chest trap it and fire in a hurry. Madison pulls it down, but able to get there first is Martin. Tell who the injured Blue Jay is down there. I think that might be Keith Thurman, who is shaken up. Cleared away by the Blue Jays. We're at 1:40 to go. Ball goes off the official. Madison will boom it downfield again. The Blue Jays just going to eat up as much clock as they possibly can. Under a minute and a half to go as Elmhurst looks like they're on their way to a victory here with a 2-goal advantage over the Thunder. Martin to Russo. Russo works around Witzowski, puts the boot on it, and instead it's knocked back the other way by Haas. And it said there was a foul called, I believe, on Elmhurst. Under a minute to go. Madison heads it away. Here's a long blast coming. Griggs will knock it out of the box for the Blue Jays. Russo. Chip shot into the box. Reglan is there for the Blue Jays to wrap it up. 40 seconds left. Elmhurst with a 4-2 lead. Reglan will boot it away. This one all but over here as Elmhurst is going to be victorious. Cleared all the way downfield by Harper. Down to 23 seconds. Elmhurst with that 2-goal cushion. The Blue Jays are going to come away from Langhorse Field tonight with a big victory over the Wheaton College Thunder. And Elmhurst right back in the thick of things for the CCIW tournament. Musgraves does battle with to the near sideline. It'll be a corner kick for the Thunder, but they are not going to get it off. 2 seconds, 1 second. That is it. The horn has sounded, and the Blue Jays are winners tonight, defeating Wheaton College by a final score of 4-2. That was a pretty great day to be a Blue Jay fan. Elmhurst teams go 5 for 5 on the day. 2 wins by the volleyball team, a win by the football team, and back-to-back wins over Wheaton College in women's and then men's soccer. The men's soccer team wraps it up 4-2, the final score here from Langhorst Field. That'll do it for our coverage tonight. Make sure you are with us next week on BlueJayTV.com. Another busy week. We've got a volleyball match against Illinois Wesleyan on Tuesday, soccer doubleheader against Milliken on Wednesday, and the potential for some road football video, definitely audio for sure, and maybe some video as well coming your way from North Central next Saturday. So for our entire crew, cameraman Phil, producer, director Glenn, our announcers Tim Calderwood, Tony Menestra earlier today, this is Kevin Jude saying so long. Thanks for watching a long day of Elmhurst College athletics on BlueJayTV.com. Good night, everybody.